Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. Hello, Capricorn. I am also a Capricorn. Thank you to all who have supported the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me here today. We're talking to Capricorn, so let's get into it. The tea leaf reads have been popular, so we'll continue with that. A brief portion before we go into the tarot. Hope everybody's doing good. What do I see? Someone's bringing you flowers. You like hydrangeas. I'm also seeing a garden here. Maybe you're a gardener. Do you do something with pressing flowers? Some sort of booklet with pressed flowers? I'm seeing some parallel, maybe it's roads, parallel roads or parallel lives. Maybe there's someone you know where as you speak to them, it seems like, oh, we've been in similar situations at the same time, even though we didn't cross over, but we were kind of having parallel situations or parallel lives. I see you have a really good friend. They help you a lot. There's a lot of support there. I feel like it's an older friend. Shells, but I'm getting not necessarily travel with this like I usually do, but shells like something you're doing is artistic with shells. Cool. That's very cool. Maybe there, I see some teardrops. Maybe there's some days of tears. I'm hearing days of tears. Days of tears will pass. For all of us. Just keep that in mind. Building something. Maybe you're an architect, or I feel like there's some sort of construction in your field or building of something. Maybe medical supplies even. Something along those lines. And I do see a bird in flight. It is a fairly big bird. Something migrating to you, maybe. Someone with big hair, like they pull it up and it's really high. That's a cool style. Like that style. They have style, yeah. Someone like that in your life, or maybe that's how you wear your hair. There's some sort of progression, like I'm seeing steps or a ladder, some sort of progression that's taking place in your life. I am seeing a goose. Something migrating towards you. And happiness. I do see a happy face and a heart. Some sort of transformation with a butterfly, but I also see the caterpillar there in the tea leaves. So that was your tea leaf portion. Let's get into the tarot. The cup is really cute. It's a light green. Maybe that's a color that you like. Here we go, Capricorn. Messages for our Cappies. Listen for those golden nuggets that help you. If it's not for you, you'll know. Just leave those messages for someone else. Messages for our Cappies. This deck is not usually quiet. What's going on? Ace of Cups, new love. You're quiet about a new love? Look. Look at how she has a cup. What's coming out of the cup? Butterflies, transition. That's what we saw. I saw the caterpillar also in that cup. But I feel like she's looking at her reflection, like you're looking at your reflection, you're liking what you see these days. Beautiful. More messages for our Cappies. Looks like whatever this transition is, there's a lot of abundance here. I'm still drawn to this card. Look at all this abundance flowing from this cup for her. Like it's so heavy. She's kind of looking behind her, I feel like, with the weight of all this abundance. She's also focused on one thing here, notice. Look at where she's looking. She's focused on one thing in particular of all this abundance and all this transition. I feel like what that is saying is she's looking at this one thing that got her to this point of a lot of transition and abundance. And it's when she decided, I feel this is a symbol for when she decided to make changes, to make these transformations happen for herself. It's like she's looking back in gratitude for, yeah, I know how I got all of this because I did this, whatever this is, if this is hard work or something you did to transform your life or transition your life. King of Pentacles is out here now. This means lots of abundance. This is, making the coin, being good at whatever you take on, being a leader, being a force, longevity here. This deer has been around a long time, and in that time frame, they've made a lot of money, a lot of abundance here, whatever abundance means to you. But do notice these coins. You're sitting on top of the world, on top of the antler there. Male or female? Tarot doesn't have gender. Messages for our Cappies. More messages, please. Wheel of Fortune, the wheel turns. Good luck. The wheel turns. Good fortune is upon you. Motion. Good, positive motion. You're in motion. Magician. Yeah, it's starting to all make sense, okay? Whatever this butterfly is that got you in motion here, it's bringing about a lot of abundance. And with the Magician that just came out, you have manifested this. A goose? I saw that in the tea leaf. This could also be a swan, I suppose. Butterfly? Something festive happening in there. Look at her festive cap or hat. A good look at the, she's got a good view. She's got a good overview of her situation. Look how high she is. Look at her amazing hair. Now that's some thick hair. If she were to put that up, that would be up high, wouldn't it? And also I saw hair up high, someone who wears hair up high. Or it could have been like this, high hat. Hats can talk about authority. Maybe you're in a position of authority, or that's the transition. You're moving into a position of authority. You've worked hard for this. Now it's here. Wheel of Fortune. The wheel has spun and it's good fortune. More messages for our Cappies. A lot of abundance here, a lot of happiness, but I also feel like, and I think this is true to form for Capricorns, there's happiness, there's abundance, there's delight, but there's also an element of seriousness too. And like hard work. Recognizing the hard work, knowing there's hard work ahead, that type of vibe. Very happy though, but kind of a serious happy, not so much lighthearted happy. You've got a King of Pentacles in the reverse. That's interesting. Depicted by a woman in this deck. That talks about someone who actually can be, they're upset if they don't achieve what they've set out to be. They can be very harsh and they can be very overbearing. They can be unkind. The Lovers is out here. Now that, of course, could talk about lovers, but I feel like it's talking about choices. It's also a card about choices. And what I'm getting on this King of Pentacles with the Lovers is don't be too hard on yourself. Sit back and enjoy what this is that's coming in, that you've worked hard at manifesting. And sit with it a while and really take it in and enjoy it. Don't be on to the next thing. Don't be like, yes, I'm an achiever. Yes, I knew this would happen. Or yes, I worked hard for this. Now it's here. What's next? Really take this in and enjoy this time. Don't be hard on yourself in a way that you don't enjoy everything you've done to get to this point. Because I think you're not recognizing how much work you've put in to get here. You're not giving yourself enough credit. It's like you're checking it off your to-do list and it's like, what's next? Be really kind to yourself and enjoy this time. Listen to your spirit guides. I'm drawn to this depiction here of the gal with the butterflies. Notice how close the butterfly is to her ear. Transition and information is what I'm getting there. Listen to those spirit guides. I'm also drawn to the feathers. Feathers are indications that somebody who's passed on is with you still. Now they're bathed in that. So maybe these are people who have passed on that are speaking to you about these transitions in your life, helping you with these transitions in your life. Or they're so close with you, you still feel their presence, people who have passed on that you're close with. And they are with you, helping you, guiding you. Never doubt, I'm hearing, never doubt that. Something about birds. Birds are messengers from the spirit world. A lot of birds involved here. A lot of butterflies involved as well. A lot of birds and a lot of butterflies. More messages for our Cappies. Yeah, I feel like the big message here so far is pat yourself on the back. You've come a long way. Don't just go right into the next to do. Savor this. Messages for our Cappy. Let's go one more round with this. And then I'll switch it up. What wants to come out here but kind of backs off is justice. balancing out the scales. Maybe you feel like this transition has somehow balanced out the scales. On the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords. I love this card. It talks about truth. Notice the feathers that are so prominent in this read. She's flying on a feather there. It is her mode of transportation, if you will. It's leading her. It's guiding her. It's taking her somewhere, this truth, and also this help from perhaps past loved ones. Again, notice her hair. Now, her hair would be up really high also if she did a high bun. Right is worth the cost, is what's on her dress. And notice she's high up too. Her perspective is overseeing all. Look how high she is in the sky. Gaining a lot of perspective, kind of like big picture perspective in a couple of these cards. We'll move to another deck here. Second deck. Messages for Cappies. Four of Swords. This could be after a period of burnout. You know, you just were burnt out, so you took a time out, and then you're like, yeah, some changes need to be made here in my life. This can also talk about be careful of burnout, you know, like I'm saying, enjoy and relish in where you've come, how you've gotten here, and the work that you've put in, and take a time out. Don't take on the next thing so that you're worried or have to worry about burnout. My throat. My throat is dry all of a sudden. Okay, Queen of Wands, as you can see, is here. Cat for good luck. I'm drawn to the lions on either side. You know, maybe you have a lion heart. You're just really courageous. There's a lot of happiness here. Look at the sunflower. But a lot of lions, too. Maybe you have a lion in your life, like a Leo. Wands. The Queen of Wands is charismatic, and she's a go-getter, and she can sell anything. You know, she's just really, people are drawn to her. She's magnanimous that way, and she's a leader, and she's beautiful. And all these skills she uses for herself. But the great thing about the Queen of Wands is she uses it for others. These skills she will help others to achieve as well. Page of Cups. That's serendipitous energy. And admiration. The fish can talk about abundance, but the fish is admiring this person here. Water can talk about emotions. Yeah, I think you're being admired for what you've achieved here. And it's just a little bit emotional for you. People are noticing just how skilled you are and beautiful you are and what a natural leader you are, but in a very share the wealth, shine the light on all. And maybe you're just not used to this attention, or it's attention that kind of feels a little bit uncomfortable. And Spirit is saying, enjoy it. Like, just relish in it. Just rest in it. Rest in this time. Don't be eager to move on from it or move on to the next thing or be like, thank you. You know. Or sometimes we say, I've gotten a lot better at this, but I really had to work on it. When given a compliment, I wouldn't just say thank you and pause and take it in. I'd be like, yeah, it's nothing. No. Accept the compliment, respond to it, take it in. Because it wasn't nah. It was nothing. It was something. And someone is taking the time to thank you. So take that in and also thank yourself. Something about that energy. If this is resonating with you, you'll know what I'm talking about. More messages for our Cappies. Woo. King of Pentacles, upright. Okay, so you've gotten a couple King of Pentacles in the upright, 2 different decks. Yeah. Sky's the limit, I feel, for you. Anything you take on, you see it through, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many obstacles there are, no matter how many strategies have to be reinvented. This could mean also that you're meeting somebody. We did see a heart in the tea leaves. Maybe someone who's just exactly like you in that regard. You know, they're very ambitious. They're very tenacious. They get things done. They're successful. Like meets like. Likes attract. High Priestess, you're very intuitive. Or if you are meeting somebody, this person's also very intuitive, or they're intuitive. Pomegranates, abundance again. The moon, emotions. Maybe you intuitively feel like this King of Pentacles is on the way. Or you've seen or met briefly this King of Pentacles and you're intuitively like, oh, yep, wow, that's my person. I intuitively feel that. They've been a part of your transition in that now that you've transitioned and done the hard work, here they are. You know, from a bigger perspective, we're talking about the bigger picture. That's part of what comes in for you because you've transitioned so much, made so many changes in a positive way in your life. Page of Wands. This can talk about a new relationship. This can also talk about finding new interests, new things that inspire you, new things you want to be involved in. I'm drawn to the desert here, maybe after a period of, I don't know what I'm interested in anymore. I don't know what a passion project looks like for me. But then all of a sudden, boom, it's like it just strikes you. This person is looking up at the wand like, oh, right, I like that. I used to really love that. I'm still into that. I haven't done that in a while. Or, wow, I didn't realize I'd be interested in this, and I really rather love it. Let's go one more round with this deck. For our Cappies, Capricorns. Then we'll get an oracle or two. Yeah, you're 7 of Pentacles, you're investing. I think you've invested in self, and now you've seen, you know, your investments are starting to blossom and bloom. Your investments in self in particular. I want to get out a couple of oracles. Cosmic Oracle usually flies, so let's see. One. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Maybe that is your King of Pentacles, but I don't think so. I think your King of Pentacles is someone new. Love spell. You've been bewitched. Maybe you met the King of Pentacles just briefly, like I said, and you were like, you had that intuitive moment, which we talked about. This is my person. And then something has transpired, like maybe they got pulled away as life can do, or maybe they live in another state, and you're wondering like, was that all just in my head? Maybe they're going to be back. You've been bewitched by them, perhaps. Moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. Woo. Okay. Going to get some more oracles. Like a second storyline is developing here, unless this is your King of Pentacles. And then it's just a continuation of someone you met and you're like, wow, I feel like we have this extraordinary connection here. The fates, Something's faded. I feel like that is kind of the feeling you had meeting somebody who does well in business like you, somebody who's accomplished, grand achiever like you. Someone kind of, we talked about like-minded, similar to you. More messages for our Cappies. Maybe the fates are intervening, and I feel like you felt that. Not getting anything else from that deck. But I do want to continue with these oracles. Let's see. Do a third oracle deck. A wrap up for our Cappies here, please, Spirit. Or that could simply talk about, you've done all this work and fate is changing for you. The fates are upon you. And, in this picture, she's surrounded by stars. And that talks about wishes come true. Look how she's just surrounded by wishes that are coming true. And that reminds me of this card we started out with, our very first card. I feel like these are also wishes coming true, all that abundance there. But you're grateful to just that one in particular because you know how hard it was to get to this point. But now you're surrounded by the wishes come true. Those are a couple of beautiful cards. Lovely. Okay, our third oracle deck. Weavers watch the dragons fly. Another great deck. I am somewhat familiar with this card, but I'm going to refer to the book because I want to give a precise message here. This talks about being the observer. We talked about that in several of the cards where you're getting a bird's eye view. You're getting an overview of a lot of things. Being the observer, the bigger picture we've talked about. Curiosity, seeing the big picture, not taking anything personally. Sometimes we get so involved in our feelings about things, we begin to believe we are those emotions. They become part of our identity, part of our story forever. Instead of understanding the transience of opinions, we become trapped by our beliefs about the world and our part in it. Those ideas harden and stiffen until they form a tight container around our possibilities. While a container can be a good thing, we can find ourselves trapped in an old story. That's, I think, your King of Pentacles in the reverse. Where I was saying, savor this moment, just don't move on to the next thing. And in this case, if you were a King of Pentacles in the reverse and now you're in the upright, don't go back to that old story. Don't go back to those old ways. A good question to ask now about the subject you want this oracle to illuminate, what you want this oracle to illuminate is, what am I making this mean? Remove your assumptions. Make nothing personal. Now is the time to look at your situation and see it for what it is. Step back and look at the bigger picture. Remain neutral and curious and be willing to explore it from a different perspective. There is so much more to discover. So it's important not to get caught up in being right or getting caught in the smallest details that obscure a more expansive potential. Expansion, expansive potential. This is what these cards say to me. So yeah, there's a lot more on the horizon for you. Have that in mind. Weavers watch the dragons fly. There's a lot more expansion. The bigger picture is what you're focusing on. Yeah, don't confine yourself with thoughts, words, actions. Let's grab a charm. So the shark. And this can talk about a lot of resiliency and just forever motion. Of course, we think of predator, but I'm not really getting that. I'm getting just more forever motion. Keep the motion going. Keep everything fluid. Look at the bigger picture. Let's grab another one. Infinity symbol. Keep it all going. Something again about flow. The bigger picture. Infinite wisdom coming from your guides. We saw that in some of the cards. Lean in on that. Adopt that. Bigger picture. Something about the bigger pictures. Let's grab another. What's our end message here, Spirit? Dragonfly? Transition. But with the dragonfly, the transition talks about recognizing your uniqueness. So whatever you're unique at is what's the ultimate success here for you. And you're very intuitive, and you're very skilled at seeing bigger pictures. And that is unique. Not everybody can do that. So really lean in on those skills. Recognize what those skills are. Be aware of them. Have them at the forefront of your actions. And then this is the peace symbol. Keep the peace. Keep the flow. Yeah, abundance is here. Abundance is here. New beginnings. Lovely. That's your message, Capricorn. If you like this message and you like this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I do appreciate it. And as always, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Thank you for joining me today.